Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Uranus sextile or trine one's natal Mars. Now, this transit may manifest in goals, aspirations, friendships, one's future, freedom, and independence, being in harmony with one's vitality and the physical strength. And I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. What it is it's a time where you're likely to have really just that right amount of energy and vitality to pursue goals and aspirations. It's a time when those things, the goals and aspirations, may strongly drive and motivate you, but not to the point of obsession to the exclusion of other things where you become oblivious to everything else going on in your life. And it's a time where you may be doing things with your friends that require certain could be physical strength or vitality, whether it may be working out vigorously, it might be doing something like construction, it could be something that requires, it might be physical labor in some cases. Whatever it is, it's a time where your friendships and people that are prominent in groups, clubs, and organizations. It's something that you have really that right amount, I would say, of energy and vitality and physical strength to actually be able to do with. And it's a time where your future, it's more of a time where you're more motivated, more driven toward at this time more so than usual. If the transit Uranus, say, fault is in your 10th house, it could be over something, career related. At the time of this video, transit Uranus is currently in Taurus at the time of the production of this video. So, it could be, some career, it might be in geology or working as a pawnbroker, a stockbroker, gardening, cultivation, banking, finance, anything that could be related to Taurus. I would say it has a good chance of that, or it could just be something with with a lot of that you show a lot of persistence in at this time, and it might be a time as well. When you have this transit, this is about having freedom and independence. Could be something that can motivate and drive you at this time. And it's about having that right amount of energy and vitality, the physical strength to do things that require freedom and independence. If you have, say, the transit Uranus in your fourth house, um, it could be freedom and independence. It could be from your current home life if you're dealing, if you feel like confined or penned in, and you're dealing with maybe a domineering family member, as an example. This could be that time where you're more, able to focus on getting out of that situation and having more of the courage as well to do this, because Mars is connected with bravery and courage, and it's a time where freedom and courage make a very good, it's a good match right now. You're talking about a harmonious aspect between the transit of Uranus, the planet of freedom, and the natal Mars, which is about, again, bravery, courage, and fortitude. And the thing about this transit as well, it's also really having the physical strength and drive to be going after the future as well at this time. And it might be a time where you're looking at, your future right now is at the time as far as your vitality, your physical strength, and doing things like if you've had any kind of limitations with vitality or energy or what you can do physically, this is the time where you may be trying to find something that could be innovative. You're interested about innovation. It could be through new technology. It might be through some advanced workout equipment, as an example, that might be beneficial to your vitality and your physical strength at this time. Now, anatomically speaking, okay, Mars is associated with the head, the skull, the face, and sexual organs. So this is a time, like, say, if you procrastinated on taking care of any of these things that I just described, anatomically connected with Mars, this could be that time where you're more free. You could say you have more of that freedom to take care of those issues at this time. If something had inhibited you, or you had some kind of distractions, and you weren't able to to really do anything about these issues, this is the time where you're more likely, to take care of those problems at this time, and you're more again because Uranus is about freedom, and it's also a time as well where if you've had any of those issues too, I would say friendships, may be beneficial in some kind of advice in terms of doing what you can do about them, or at least advising the right doctor to see if there's something going on with what I just described that's anatomically connected with Mars. And it's also a time where you're basically your future is what you have. You could have the right amount of enthusiasm for at this time. You may see your future right now as looking very bright and positive, and really be more enthusiastic and exuberant about going after it at this time. The transit Uranus, say, is in the 11th house. There could be some future astrology or astronomy or computers or innovation. Might be simply doing something on the internet or something with aviation or meteorology as some examples. And it could also be a time where it's auspicious for that future with the sexual partner at this time. If you're in an intimate connection, a sexual relationship, you might see this as more positive at this point in time as opposed to being negative. And it's more of that time to form, I would say, that even a greater bond with this person, more of that friendship with this person where you feel more truly compatible with him or her at this point in time. And again, as I stated before, Mars is connected with courage and bravery. So if it could be a time where if you have a goal or aspiration, you're trying to just maybe bring more, inject more courage into your nature, or have the courage to do certain things that maybe you've procrastinated or hesitated on because you might have felt that you had lack of courage. But if that's the case, this is the time where you might be aspiring to pursue things, something more, with more courage, more fortitude and bravery, more so than you ordinarily would. It can be, say if you have it in Mars in the 9th house, it could be something connected with college studies, or it might be doing something, it might simply be doing something with traveling abroad. Maybe you're a person that's been reluctant to go expand horizons or even travel abroad, going out to another foreign country. But this could be the time where you might see where that goal and aspiration could very well be doing that, as an example. And if there's something that you've needed to confront and you haven't done it, this is a time where you might have more of that freedom, to really take action in doing so, more so than usual at this time. In friendships, people that are prominent in groups, clubs, and organizations, these people may be more beneficial in you doing that. And even in matters that require, taking some kind of action, showing initiative in something at this point, in this point in time. And if you have, say if your natal Mars is in, it's in the 6th house, it could be something over fiscal related issue or work related issue. Maybe there's a situation that's contentious with a fellow employee, as another example. And Mars is also connected with fiscal injuries. So it's that time right now where you might feel more about being future driven, moving forward and dealing with those matters now, so you could actually move toward the future at this time if you are suffering from some fiscal related injury. If you have your natal Mars in Scorpio, especially if it falls in the 1st or 6th house in the chart, it could be some, maybe there's some issue, with the, near the colon area, or by the bladder, or the urinary tract, as some examples, or by the prostate. There might be something, if it's natal Mars in Libra, it might be something with the lower back, or by the kidneys, as some examples. But hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, also too, this could be a time where friendships, which is connected with Uranus, may be beneficial to what drives and motivates you, and that's Mars. Now, let's say, for example, going back to Mars and Libra as an example, those things that may motivate you may be connected with art or collaborating with others. It could be doing something with interior decoration even. And also, this could be a time where goals and aspirations, which is Uranus, may have something where you have that physical energy, the vitality for at this time, which is Mars. Now, going back to, say, if the transit Uranus is in Taurus and it's in the 7th house, you could be doing something with carpet laying or geology or gardening, which is Taurus. It could be a partnership, which is the 7th house. And also, too, at this time, clubs, which is Uranus, may be more in harmony and agreement with what you have that enthusiasm, which is Mars for. If Mars is in Virgo, as an example, it could be doing something, with analytics or cleaning, organizing, editing, compartmentalizing as some examples. And also at this time, another way this transit may manifest, it could be about having that freedom, which is Uranus, to take action, which is Mars. If the natal Mars is in Cancer, as an example, it could be taking action in some home, family-related matter. It might be something with protection. And it may also be a positive time for the future, which is Uranus, and again with that sexual partner, which is Mars. And if, let's say, if the natal Mars is in Aquarius, it could be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or one that embodies those characteristics. It might be somebody, certain idiosyncrasies, or is eccentric, or unorthodox, even ingenious, a person that might be very unobtrusive, and selfless, and altruistic as well. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.